Hey guys, it's Wingy here and welcome back to a brand new video. Or welcome to a brand new video. One of them anyway. Today I'm going to be talking about Marvel's third favourite superhero team, which is the Fantastic Four. But before I get into that, I need to give you guys a massive thank you. The other week I uploaded a video that was speculating who the 13th Doctor could be, and that video has just gone mental. Like, it's already my highest viewed video in my channel within the space of a few days. Thank you so much for the support on my channel recently, and there is a special video coming because my friends made a bet and they shouldn't have made that bet, but you'll see in the next couple of videos what that's all about. But getting on to the topic of today's video, the Fantastic Four. Now, I'm not an idiot. I know that they haven't had the best track record lately, so this video is again sort of a discussion video about things that we could potentially do with the Fantastic Four in the future. You could say just leave them entirely, like they've clearly failed on multiple occasions, so just leave them at this point. But the thing is, I do think that there is potential for a Fantastic Four movie or TV show. Who knows? I think there are quite a few options that we can take though. But first we need to see what went wrong with the Fantastic Four. Well, you could say it's because they're a team, people weren't used to that at the time. But that isn't strictly true. I mean, as we've seen with the Avengers, a team of heroes can be very successful. Maybe it's just Fox. Yes, but Fox have done the X-Men movies and they've also been successful. Well, you could say they've miscast quite a few people. And I think there are definitely some casting choices there that were questionable, but I think for the most part they've had fairly solid choices. Michael Chiklis in the original two films was perfect as the Thing. In fact, he's probably how I would imagine the Thing's human form to be. Chris Evans, we all know him and love him as Captain America, but he was also pretty great as Johnny Storm. I can't pronounce his name because it's Welsh, but the guy that played Mr. Fantastic, he was pretty good as well. Jessica Alba could have been anyone though. But that's 3 out of 4. That's not bad. Then you look at the recent hot monstrosity, which was of course Fantastic. Michael B. Jordan. Every single person bitched about his casting because it was a black guy playing Johnny Storm. And in the end, when you watch the movie, which if you haven't, I advise you don't put yourself through that. Michael B. Jordan was actually great as the Human Torch and actually came across as probably the strongest member of that cast. Okay, so with the second lot, yeah, you could put it down to casting, but they already had a failed franchise before. So let's look at the movies themselves. Were they actually that bad? Yes. They were. Why did I just go into a Jeremy Clarkson voice? I've no idea. When you look at the first movie from 2005, I've got to say, whilst it's not the perfect movie, it is definitely enjoyable. It's a fun comic book romp. That's a good word. Romp. Romp. Why do people subscribe to my channel? And it's kind of a setup movie, you know, they've just got their powers. You're not really going to expect them to go on the mad, weird space adventures that the Fantastic Four do in the comic books. But then you go on to Rise of the Silver Surfer, and they really missed an opportunity with that film. So you have the Silver Surfer. He was great. And he actually looked pretty cool. Like, that scene where Johnny Storm is chasing after the Silver Surfer is probably one of my favourite comic book movie moments ever. Maybe like top 20. Not like really up there, but it's one of 20. But then you have stuff like the scenes in the club. What was that even about? They just feel too domesticated. I get that the Fantastic Four are going to be superheroes that are known to the public. People know who they are. People know where they live. But there's just so many moments and scenes in that film where I just think this just isn't a comic book movie anymore. This is just like a weird rom-com type thing. And then you have that scene where they're switching powers, which I guess is fun, but it just felt so out of place. Now, when you look at the Fantastic Four cartoon and the comic books, they're doing loads of shit. Sure, they're in New York a lot, but they'll also go out into space, or they'll get teleported into a different dimension, or there's just a load of weird spacey sci-fi shit going on as well as the comic book stuff. You would have thought, given the source material, they probably should have gone and explored that a bit more. And then we get Galactus. Well, we don't get Galactus, we get a giant fucking cloud. I was in the cinema and they said, oh, Galactus is coming, and then you see this giant cloud and I was like, has he farted? Like, Galactus is like a big purple dude, isn't he? Fuck's this? The other thing that the original two movies did quite badly was Doctor Doom. He didn't feel like this big, intimidating presence. He just felt like a one-off villain. He didn't really command the screen. He didn't really feel like Doctor Doom. He just felt like he could have been anyone. He didn't really feel like a guy who has his fingers in all the pies, if that makes sense. Not that I think Doctor Doom would eat pie. I'm getting this distracted again already. This is how shit these movies are. So yeah, those movies, they made a few mistakes, but then we go to Fantastic. Now, right from the get-go, this movie was doomed to fail. Even when they announced the cast this movie was already getting hate and abuse. Now, mostly it was pointed at Michael B. Jordan for playing Johnny Storm, and like I said before, I personally thought he was actually the strongest member of that cast. But there were people out there who said, this is ruining our childhood, Johnny Storm is not a black guy, why is Kate Mara in it as Sue Storm when he's black, and all this kind of stuff. And to be honest, I am one of those people where I don't like people changing ethnicities or gender just for the sake of political correctness. If it is necessary, then fine, do it. If it is the best actor that you are casting for that role, then yeah. Was Michael B. Jordan the best person at the time to cast as Johnny Storm? To be fair to him, probably yeah. So you can work around that. I didn't mind that. But then you look at stuff like Josh Trank and all the stories about him directing on set, coming in drunk, turning up late, all that kind of stuff. And then you hear about all the different reshoots as well. And then when you watch the film, again, don't. But when you watch it, you can tell that they've done reshoots because Kate Mara's hair goes from looking natural to looking like a straw wig, which was actually the case. And the entire movie tonally just didn't really know what it wanted to be. Sometimes it's a sci-fi movie, sometimes it's a comedy, sometimes it's a comic book movie, other times it's like a horror movie. It just couldn't really figure out what it wanted to do. I think the concept was there, it definitely had potential, but it just fell flat on its arse. Plus it was incredibly slow. It took about an hour for anything to just happen. The special effects were bad, and Doctor Doom in this movie originally was supposed to be a blogger. That is another thing that caused absolute just mayhem amongst fans. And he's not even referred to as Doctor Doom in the movie except for one throwaway line. And the way that they portray Doom in that movie, it makes the other guy who played him in the original movies look like Heath Ledger's Joker. So yeah, that movie was a massive flop as well. So where do they go from here? Well, I think the cast are pretty much set on never ever returning. I'll be honest, the Fantastic Four, whilst not necessarily the best set of characters that Marvel has ever come up with, they are still a great bunch of characters, and I think they are a lot of fun. There's a lot of family there, there's a lot of strong messages there, and they have so many great villains associated with them as well. All these things should not be wasted. Now, I mentioned in a previous video I would like to see Doctor Doom join the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Definitely want to see him with the Fantastic Four, but I think if they are going to do anything with them again, maybe leave him out of it for a bit. Maybe try something else. I think the Skrulls would probably be the best direction to take it. But what I do think that they should do is maybe not a Netflix series because they're typically quite gritty. I think what they should do is something similar to the Inhumans. Maybe not as bad as the Inhumans actually looks, but I think they should get their own TV show like that, or like an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm not giving great examples here, am I? But I think they're the one group of people or one set of Marvel characters that I think truly deserves it. Maybe the Fantastic Four would work best in a TV format, because unless it's a cartoon, we haven't even seen that before. I think what they should do is similar to Legends of Tomorrow, sort of an ensemble cast going on wacky zany adventures. That'd probably make more sense for them to do something like that as opposed to a 2-hour movie that just feels rushed and feels like you're not really giving us the characters as they should be. So whilst I do think that Fox just need to cut their losses with the Fantastic Four, I think Marvel do need to take the rights back, but not as a film. I think they should just have the TV show. They've proven that they can do an ensemble cast on TV with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I'm pretty sure Inhumans will be fairly alright as well. And I think after they have had the 2 failed attempts, I definitely feel like they deserve another go. Some people may disagree with that, I don't know. But the Human Torch is just one of the most coolest characters. Ironically, he's one of the coolest characters in Marvel. Plus, I want to see Johnny Storm with Spider-Man. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but it'd be cool. So there you go. You need to learn from your mistakes. Everything that you did wrong in those other movies, take note of that. Maybe try them in a different format. Maybe give their rights back to Marvel. And then hopefully we could have a decent version of the Fantastic Four, because they do deserve it. And I personally want to see them given another chance. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What do you think people should do with the Fantastic Four? Forget about them completely, reboot them as another movie, a TV show, hand the rights back to Marvel, Fox keep them, whatever it is, let me know. Also, if you enjoyed this video, then make sure you leave a like on it, that would be very much appreciated, and subscribe if you want to see more superhero related content on my channel. But until next time guys, take care of yourselves, goodbye. I don't even think I knew what that word was when I was that age. God, society's messed up. Kids nowadays, they'll just all the time. Why am I doing this?